In the last lesson, we learned the basics of the Slim PHP framework and we got it working with the Twig templates. In this video, we're going to get the ORM and the dependency injection container to work. So our goal basically for this video is to get this route to work, because as you might remember from the last lesson, it currently does not work. If we open the browser and go to localhost port 8000/invoices, we get this error. And the error states that the argument 1 invoice service passed to the invoice controller must be of type invoice service class, but null was given. This simply means that there is no dependency injection container and we don't have auto wiring. Slim supports PSR 11 compatible container implementations, and PHP-DI is one such library, which is what we're going to be using in this video and in the project that we're going to work on later. Let's head over to the Slim documentation and go to the dependency container page. As you can see, there is an example here with the PHP-DI, so we can simply copy this snippet right here and paste it in our public index.php. So we're going to put it here, and we just need to make sure that we set the container before we create the app instance. Now this won't work yet, of course, because we haven't installed PHP-DI. So let's go to the PHP-DI website and see the documentation. So there's our composer command, so we're going to copy this and we'll paste it in our terminal. So we're going to open the terminal and we're going to paste this in our terminal. Once the installation is complete, then we need to import the container class in our index.php. So let's close this and let's import container, and let's refresh the page to see if this actually worked. And we're still getting an error, but the error message is slightly different now. It's saying that the entity manager cannot be resolved. This means that the dependency injection is working correctly here, but it's not working correctly here. The reason it's not working here is because entity manager in the constructor is expecting stuff and it's not able to resolve that using auto wiring. We need to bind it or register this in the container. And to do that, we need to actually get our entity manager class created, and then we need to register that in the container. So basically we need to configure our ORM. Now, if you remember, we already did that when we were using our custom app.php class that was bootstrapping our application. So let's open that class. And if we scroll down here, this is where we are registering the entity manager in the container. And here we were using the Laravel's container, but we're not using Laravel's container and we're not using this app.php class. So we need to basically copy this and register it in the PHP-DI container ourselves. So we'll copy this and we'll take it in here. And we'll add an entry to the container by using a method called set. So we'll do container set entity manager and then pass the closure and paste in the code that we've copied. Let's import this, and now we need to adjust this section right here. We don't have access to this config anymore because this config class was from the app.php class. Now within the closure here, it can accept any dependencies. We can basically inject dependencies here. So we can inject config class and it's going to automatically pass that down for us. So we can replace this with simply config db and this should work. Now, before we test this out, we need to adjust the path to the entity directory. So we're going to go one level above and then we'll do app/entity because our index.php is within the public directory. So let's open the browser now and refresh the page. And we're still getting an error, but the error message is now different. It's stating that now it cannot resolve the config class. And this makes sense because we haven't registered the config class in the container. And it cannot resolve it automatically because the constructor expects some dependency here. As you remember, in the app class, we are simply creating the config instance like this. So what we can do is that we can take this and bind it in the container as well. So we'll do container set config class, and we can do the same thing as we did here. So we'll do closure and simply return new instance of config. Now this is not going to work still because the env superglobal will not contain our environment variables. That's because we haven't loaded the environment file. If we go back to the app.php, we see that we're loading it right here. And because we're not using app.php anymore, this is not going to be loaded automatically. So we need to take this and put it right here. And now it should work. Today's video is brought to you by Cloudways. Cloudways is a managed hosting provider that takes away all the hassles of server management by emphasizing performance and simplicity. This allows you to focus on more important tasks to grow your business. So whether you're an agency with several clients or a freelance developer, Cloudways is a great option for your hosting needs. Cloudways can host almost every PHP application on several different cloud infrastructures like AWS, DigitalOcean, and so on. So sign up today using the link provided in the description of this video and use my promo code GIO15 to get a $15 hosting credit. So let's go back to the browser, let's refresh the page, and sure enough, now it works. So the Doctrine ORM and the database connection work as expected. Environment variables are also loaded, and we have a really nice dependency injection container implementation. Now PHP-DI has many features, and there are different ways you can add entries to the container. For example, instead of using the factory closure right here, we could use a create helper function from the DI namespace. So we could do di/create, and we'll take this away and simply do config class. Now we could import this function, and we can pass down the constructor arguments by calling the constructor method and simply passing down the necessary arguments. This create method is a PHP-DI helper function. If we click into it, we see that it's just a helper function that simply returns a new instance of create definition helper. There are a bunch of other helper functions like AutoWire, factory, and so on. And before we refresh the page, we need to get rid of this closure here because we no longer need that. And now let's go to the browser and refresh the page. And sure enough, we see that it still works. Note that there is really nothing new here. The only thing new here is the PHP-DI and its features. Other than that, we've already covered pretty much all of this in the previous lessons. For example, we covered the loading of environment variables. We covered how to register classes in the container. We also covered how to set up the ORM and so on. But if any of this sound a bit confusing, feel free to go back to those lessons if you need a refresher. The difference now is that we're simply using a third-party DI container implementation, PHP-DI, with Slim PHP framework instead of using our own custom app.php to bootstrap our application and our custom router. Now this actually means that we can delete some of these classes. So if I'm gonna open the project directory here, we can get rid of app and router classes because we no longer need them. We can also get rid of the associated contract, which is the router interface, and we'll get rid of the associated attributes for the router and the associated HTTP method enum class. I think that's about it, unless we have something else. Yeah, we have this exception that we no longer need, so we'll drop that. Let's go back to the browser and refresh it to make sure that everything still works, and sure enough, it does. Let's now test the migrations, and it should also work because we're using the CLI config PHP class that we created back in the migrations lesson. Let's run vendor bin doctrine migrations migrate, and sure enough, it works. Now I do want to improve and clean this up a little bit. I don't want to have all of this in index.php. I want to store the container bindings in its own configuration file and simply load it up here. And then same thing with the routes. I don't want to store the routes here. I want to have a dedicated configuration file for the router. So why don't we do some refactoring in the next video? So this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Cheers, and I'll see you next time.